Hi, I'm Nikki and I'm here to give you a tinkering tip about the use of the hammer, the 8-ounce stubby hammer that comes in the T4Kids tinkering set. So let me introduce you to the product that I'm talking about. This is a 8-ounce stubby claw hammer. The claw means that it's got on this end a means of removing nails, as well as this end where you put the nails in. The other thing I'd like to introduce you to is the document that if you buy a tinkering set you'll get included in the set, and on here there's some simple instructions front and back on how to use the nails and the hammer, and this is pretty much reinforcing what this video is now going to show you. So let me start with some safety tips with regard to the hammer and the nails. So the first tip is always wear your safety glasses. You can see I've got them here, and here is a children's set. Make sure for all your tinkering activities you're wearing your safety glasses. Our second safety tip is make sure your children are holding the hammer firmly. You don't want to drop it, and if you are going to drop it, then you need to make sure that the children are safe. So ideally make sure your children are wearing shoes in case it lands on their feet. And finally, our safety tip with regard to the hammering activity is we're using real nails. They are sharp and they are small, so manage them appropriately. Count them in and count them out of this activity so you know where they are. You really don't want a child sitting on a nail later whilst they're doing a different activity. So this document here has got some simple instructions including the safety tips that I've just run through, but it's also got some other useful ideas like how to practice hammering. There's a suggestion of using it, practice using the hammer without a nail, and then we've got some conversation starters for staff and key vocabulary as well, just to get you going, just so that staff can start to engage and talk about the activity that you're doing. So now I'm going to demonstrate how to use the hammer. So this hammer has been specially modified by us, and we've taken the sharp corners off of the claw to make sure that it's more appropriate for this age group. So you can't buy this hammer from anywhere apart from us, but we have made it safer for this age group to be using. Now children can hold the hammer in either hand, there's no problem whether it's left or right-handed, and we've also got some other tools that are helpful. So quite often children would be afraid to initially pick up a nail and start hammering with it, and so we've got a nail holder. Now this nail holder is very simple in design. Many of you might recognise it from different types of activities, but it's a very simplistic idea, and you simply put the nail into the nail holder and you can see it's nicely held there, and then the child is able to have their hands slightly further away from the hammer when they're using it. Can you see how that works? It's a very simple idea. So let me show you. Now the nail is now bitten into the wood, so it's held securely, and so now I can remove the nail holder and put it away. Now this nail is ready to be hit more hardly. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put my left hand on my safety zone on my clamp board, and now I can start to hit. There you go, I'm hammering. If your child is a bit more confident, then they can simply hold the nail themselves. Obvious things here is make sure your child is holding the nail below the head. We've deliberately chosen nails that have a large head on them, so there's enough space for it to be held whilst hammering. Now I'm going to show you how to use the claw. The claw is a special part of the hammer, and the reason why it's a shape, it's a curve, is because you're going to roll the nail out of the piece of wood. What you don't want is for the children to be yanking the nail out of the wood. You want this to be a nice, slow, controlled action. So let me show you how this works. You place the claw over the nails and you roll it out. Can you see how the hammerhead never left the wood at that point, and it's a nice, gentle, controlled action. Again, the other controlled action that you need to remember when you're teaching the children is about actually hammering the nail in itself. You're not looking to teach children to be doing this, it's dangerous. What you want is quite a close, concentrated activity of nailing. You can see how simple it is. Children love it. They love the noise, they love making things out of it. And on our website or in our creative kits, we've got lots of tips of what you can do when you've got nails stuck in a piece of wood to get a bit of creativity as well as the action of woodworking. So I hope you've enjoyed this tinkering tip, and now you'll know how to use our stubby claw hammer. Thank you.